There has been a lot of talk recently about geoengineering and weather manipulation. I agree with exposing this clandestine weather modification agenda as opposed to the mainstream CO2 is a pollutant nonsense and globalist puppet Greta Thunberg's version of climate change. Having said that, I also caution discernment, for not every extreme weather pattern or earthquake is created via geoengineering. There's a lot of nonsense in the conspiracy world out there as well, and some people give these technologies way too much power, as if any weather anomaly is artificially created. Some of these conspiracies are a distraction from what is really occurring and what we are called to do. I propose a third factor related to extreme weather, hurricanes, earthquakes, and even intensified solar flares that have nothing to do with anything consciously man-made on a physical level, nor are they random events but have metaphysical, psycho-spiritual causes. Climate change and extreme weather is intensifying, as we can see it physically manifesting in hurricanes, floods, earthquakes, solar flares, and more. However, it is not just related to most people's assumptions about the issue, as it goes way beyond man-made consequences and the tunnel vision of 3D causality. Rather, it is part of a much deeper purification and cleansing process on a planetary scale. A major point about climate change or weather anomalies that is not understood and basically disregarded relates to how human consciousness and levels of being, your level of consciousness and frequency resonance vibration, affect the Earth's vibrational field, especially in this day and age of upheaval, for nothing is separated when it comes to our mother and her offspring. Climate changes and extreme weather occurrences also reflect the chaotic inner life of humans as we, as a species, find ourselves cut off from source, out of alignment with divine will, higher meaning and purpose, identified with the false ego personality, and disconnected from the true self. The vast majority of humans are acting out programmed and unconscious shadow aspects, projections, and unrecognized traumas, buying into social, cultural, religious condition programs, and ultimately externalizing all these factors. This causes more friction and polarization, which then in turn manifests itself in the external world, including the weather and climate. There are intense cosmic transformations currently moving through our corner of the universe. Earth is going through her metamorphosis, manifesting through physical alterations, including extreme weather conditions. These changes are natural and have nothing to do with any man-made climate change, nor, as I've said before, is it all due to geoengineering. It's like a collective purging that is taking place, releasing the built-up toxicity from eons of humanity's psychic pollution. Humanity has stood at this crossroad many times before, as we sit in a time loop wheel of reoccurring lessons. Many ancient civilizations, not to be found in our respected official history books, have perished when nature or the divine have decided to press the reset button due to a people not heeding the warnings that have been addressed to them time and again by the divine voice. As Muraviev wrote in Gnosis, based on esoteric Christianity, not to be confused with the mainstream religious form of Christianity. With the approach of the era of the Holy Spirit, everything must be gradually brought to the light of day, not only the secrets of the laboratory, but the deepest meanings of esotericism. The same must happen with illusions, errors, and lies, which must also be revealed, especially within yourself, so that they can later be rectified. The world is suffering from a lack of harmony which gets deeper on every plane, and this is a serious danger to the moral and spiritual recovery of humanity. It also involves a serious risk of failure in the last stage of this time of transition that we are now entering. If this risk is not overcome, the deluge of fire awaits us. We will have to make an immense effort to ward off this fate, and we have very little time in which to do it. Man has only himself to blame for the greatness of the effort needed. This is a result of his obstinate refusal to heed the warnings that have been addressed to him time and again by the divine voice. Just as he continues today to blind himself to the fact that the deluge of fire is being made ready. You can see this message mirrored in other spiritual traditions as well, for the ones with eyes to see and ears to hear. This is the end game, and it's also an opportunity. Either we truly listen and engage in the necessary work within to come into a higher alignment, or we'll be forced to do it all over again. Many people also ask for prayers and mass meditation for hurricane-affected areas, all of which I support as well. It can help to a degree. However, it's also important to know that what brings more harmony to the skies, the earth, even to your personal life and to humanity is not only prayer and positive thoughts, but more importantly, bringing harmony within yourself. For the outer is a reflection of the inner based on the universal law of as within, so without. Our inner chaos, disembodiment, and anything what we suppress and repress is also reflected in the world, especially on unconscious levels. That's why positive thinking is limited on a surface consciousness level without facing your shadow, the unconscious. The more you live from your true self with inner equanimity, the more you positively affect the world and bring order out of chaos. 100 conscious beings who engage in this great work to embody their true soul have more positive effects than millions of people acting and living mechanically and externalizing everything. As Adyashanti once said, our greatest contribution to humanity is our awakening. Awakening in this context has little to do with any informational awareness of conspiracies and psyops. In fact, many people engage in what I call the conspiracy bypass to avoid facing themselves.